As an introduction to this presentation, I would like to take a minute to talk about the strategic management process and to provide an overview of the demonstration. The strategic management process involves creating a strategic plan, which could be long-term 10 years, mid-term 5 years, or short-term 3 years. Goals and objectives to be met over a wider duration are set. Different departments then go on to set current year objectives in the different years of the strategic plan to contribute to the achievement of the long-term objectives. The next step involves determining critical success factors, which are the things that must be done in order to achieve the current year objectives. Following that, key performance indicators are set, which are the measures for the critical success factors. Updates for key performance indicators are captured monthly in the web application. The demonstration is going to involve an overview of the web application, adding 4 sample departments in the application, inputting a strategic plan for a sample organization and capturing current year plans for 2 of the departments, inputting sample KPI updates for January, February, March, April, and May, and viewing consolidated updates. The home screen has links to 3 sections of the application: the consolidated update section, the department login section, and the new strategic plan section. Under the consolidated update section, there are key performance indicator updates captured by the different departments for different months of the year. There is this drop down which one uses to select the department whose updates they would like to view. There is the critical success factor view, where one views critical success factors against current year objectives for the selected department. There is the key performance indicator view, where one views key performance indicators against critical success factors for the selected department. There is the updates view, where one views the key performance indicator updates against the key performance indicators. Under this view of the key performance indicator updates, there is a drop down to select different months of the year to view different updates captured in those months. The all items view displays all the items, the current year objectives, critical success factors, key performance indicators, as well as key performance indicator updates. The view for strategic plan shows the strategic areas and strategic plan objectives that were captured at the point of creating the current strategic plan for the organization. Going back to the home screen, under the department login, there is a form that has a drop down for selecting the department to log into. There is the add new department button, which provides a form to create new departments, to add new departments into the application. So in this input field, one inputs the department name, and once they enter, the name added is included on this drop down for selecting departments. So going back to the home screen, under the new strategic plan section, a new strategic plan is created when the old strategic plan comes to an end. The old strategic plan is indicated. The current when it's the current strategic plan, it's indicated at the top of the screen. In this case, it's the sample strategic plan is 2016 to 2020. So when one is to capture the new strategic plan starting in for 2021, they would select the start year and end year using these date selectors, and once they enter those selected dates, this indicated strategic plan would be updated, say from 2021 to 2025. and then once then they are able to add strategic areas and strategic objectives for that new strategic plan. And once all the details have been entered, they use the Save Plan button to commit the changes to the database. So here is an Excel with sample inputs for this demonstration. So there are sample strategic areas, 2 of them: health promotion, water and sanitation. There are a number of few strategic objectives under each one. Under health promotion, I sampled improved health access, affordable medical services, responsive medical services, increased professionalism in health practices. Under water and sanitation, I sampled improved access to water facilities, improved sanitation in communities, increased participation in promotion of sanitation and hygiene good practices. The sample departments to be created are 4: procurement, finance, information technology, and research and development. So each of them, the departments, there are sample strategic, there are sample current year objectives, sample critical success factors, sample KPIs. So going back to the home screen, under the department login, I'm going to use this add new department form to add the sample departments. Once the enter button is clicked, this window pop-up appears which says new department, procurement added. So procurement is then added to the drop down for selecting a department to log into. So adding finance, it is as well included on the drop down. IT as well is included on the drop down. And finally, research and development as well is included on the drop down. So any of the departments that one selects from this drop down, once they log in into the department's KPI updates page, which is the landing page of the department's profile, they see the department name at the top of the screen. So if select another department, say information technology, it appears at the top of the screen. So going back to the home screen, to create the new strategic plan under the new strategic plan section. So this form says select a date in the first and last year. So selecting the start year as 2021 for this sample new plan, and taking the last year as 2025. Once these are entered, the window pop-up says new strategic plan years 2021 to 2025 captured. So now to capture the sample strategic areas. So adding a strategic area, inputting health promotion, and then adding a second strategic area, water and sanitation. If you'd like to edit, you select the strategic area and then you make a change to it. To add strategic objectives under a strategic area, you select that strategic area and then you click edit objectives. So adding the first strategic objective under health promotion, click add objective. Then to add the second one, adding the next strategic objective. And then the last objective and health promotion. So then returning to the strategic area view of the editing panel, adding the objectives for water and sanitation. So selecting water and sanitation and going to the edit objectives view, add an objective and select the first objective. Add the next objective. And finally, the third objective. So, returning to the edit strategic area view, so all the objectives have been added, and so on clicking the save plan, the pop-up says changes saved. Okay, so returning to the home screen, under the department login, so the strategic plan created is now visible under each department's profile. So if one clicks view strategic plan, you can see the strategic area and the strategic plan objectives under each. So there are 7 lines, given there are 7 objectives created. There are 7 lines for each of those objectives created. So under these lines is where one creates the current year objectives, the critical success factors, and key performance indicators. So you have a line for each of the strategic plan objectives that was created. So going back to sample another department and view in the under finance, as well have the objectives appearing in the department profile. Appears for under every department. So each department will then capture their current year objectives that are going to contribute to meeting the strategic plan objectives they are guided more by this department country, which reflects the executive's objectives for the year. I named it country, but it can be named whatever a person would, the organization would name it. So under any department, when you go to consolidated updates, the landing page has countries. So the objectives that you are viewing at that point are the objectives of that central department country that reflects the executive committee. Their plans for the year would then inform the department plan as well. Would inform it more in addition to the strategic plan objectives. Okay, so going on to capture sample current year objectives, critical success factors, and key performance indicators for the different departments. So this is done under the department plan. So capturing the objectives, when you click objectives, you get an editing panel under which you can capture current year objectives under the different strategic plan objectives. Okay, so adding the current year objectives under strategic plan objective 1, click the button add current year objective. So capturing the first sample objective. So you have to select the edit for the edit to happen. Capturing the second objective. Second objective as well has been captured. Yeah, so adding the third objective. So after capturing the objectives, one clicks the Save Objectives button and the window pop-up says Changes Saved. Going on to capture the critical success factors. So under here, the current year objectives created appear under the panel, and so you're able to add a critical success factor under each current year objective. So selecting current year objective 1, it means current year objective 1 is to focus, and then when you add a critical success factor, you're then able to capture the critical success factor. So the critical success factor to edit, you're informed by the number here that will let you know what number to put here so that you can enable this text area for editing, and you're able to edit the critical success factor in the table on the left. Okay, so then adding the next critical success factor. So adding the critical success factors under objective 2. Then adding the next critical success factor. to the next current year objective. Then capturing the final sample critical success factor. So on clicking Save CSFs, the window pop-up says changes saved. Okay, so now to add the key performance indicators. So in the editing panel, we have a list of the critical success factors that have been created. So on selecting a critical success factor, it's brought into focus, and then you're able to add the key performance indicators. So each one has 2 sample key performance indicators. Okay, so taking the first one, adding the second one, and then moving to the next critical success factor. And then moving to the next critical success factor. Getting the next KPI. And adding the next one. And then moving to the next critical success factor. last critical success factor. And then finally the last KPI. So after completing this, one click Save KPIs, and so all the details of the department plan have been input in the application. If you click all items, you'll be able to view all the items together: the objectives, the critical success factors, and the key performance indicators. So now that all the details of the department plan for the year have been for this sample have been included, going back to the KPI updates page, the landing page for the department profile, find that these details for the plan are included. So these others would also have, if when you add current year objectives for those strategic plan objectives, then they would also have current year objectives. So looking at critical success factors, the critical success factors are appearing as well, the KPIs. So then you go to the updates. So the updates, you as well have a panel, an editing panel, where you have a KPI update field for each KPI. So you as well have up here a month selection. It always defaults to the previous month. So since this is May, it defaults to April. So then you, using this editing panel, you select a critical success factor and it will filter out and bring up the critical success factor you want to edit. So let us sample maybe 2. It will bring 2 into focus. If you switch it to 1, it brings 1 into focus with the KPIs and critical success factor 1. So selecting KPI 1, you input the update. Let me say sample update 1 April. On selecting KPI 2, you put sample 2 April, save update. Selecting CSF2, select KPI 3, select KPI 4, select CSF 3, select KPI 5, select KPI 6, okay, so moving to the next CSF, selecting KPI 7, then selecting KPI 8, Then moving to CSF5, selecting KPI 9, and then moving to KPI 10, and then moving to CSF6. Selecting KPI 12, and then saving updates. So that concludes all the KPI updates for April. Now, since we'd like to have updates for different months appearing in the consolidated view, which is where these updates go for coming from different departments, let me as well put updates for March, so that on the consolidated view can see sample updates for March and April. So switching to March and selecting CSF1. So these fields remain populated with the updates of the month you have just selected, if the month you are working on, if the month you selected has no updates. So this it could help if you say you want to use those updates as a template. So you could select the older month, and then the updates come into focus, and then you switch to the previous month, the month you want to capture updates for, and you start working with those updates. So if I chose here KPI 1 and I edited this to March and then saved updates. So if you choose April, this will change, and if you choose March, it will as well change. So capturing updates for the second KPI. Moving to the next CSF. So moving to the next CSF, choosing KPI 5, and then moving to CSF 4. So choosing KPI 8, and saving updates. So moving to CSF 5, selecting KPI 9, and then KPI 10. So moving to CSF 6, selecting the KPI 11, and then CSF 12. updates. As one is editing, is capturing KPI updates, they are able to see the critical success factors and the current year objectives that relate to those KPIs by clicking the button up here that says View CSFs and CY objectives. So that displays current year objectives, critical success factors. So having captured the updates for March and April, can now go to the consolidated updates page, where on selecting procurement, we are able to view the updates for the 2 months that we have captured. So that concludes inputs for procurement for 2 months, March and April. So in order to see this consolidated updates page change for both departments and months, let me go ahead to input details for another department. Let me go with research and development, and then come back to and move through all that process and get to this page when we can see the page change for at least 2 departments and 2 months. Okay, so having captured all the KPIs, the CSFs, and the objectives, that is the whole department plan. So going back to the KPI updates page. Okay, so let me go ahead to capture the updates for April. Okay, so let me switch to March and I make the updates for March. So having captured all the updates for March and April, going back to the consolidated updates page, Selecting R&D, we're able to view the updates here for March and as well for April. On the same page, select procurement. As seen before, we are able to see April and March. So all the updates for the different departments for the different months can be looked at from this page. So that's the web application, the strategic management web application.